Hello, welcome to the channel. Today, we have a review of Unplugged VR, released on October 21st, 2021 for the Oculus Quest platform. Unplugged VR is developed by Another Way and published by Vertigo Games. The game is a rhythm game that aims to provide a Guitar Hero or Rock Band-like experience where you play songs with a fake guitar. But instead of controlling the game with a bulky plastic instrument, you instead control it with Oculus Quest hand tracking. And when I heard of a rhythm game controlled with hand tracking, I was both intrigued and really worried for the quality of how the game would play. And with me having just over 2 weeks of playtime with it, I now have formulated a proper opinion on the game after the post-launch updates and patches. With that out of the way, let's get into the review. First up is gameplay. Unplugged's gameplay is very similar to the games you may have played in the past, Guitar Hero or Rock Band, as I said earlier. However, what really sets it apart is that hand tracking technology, which in most cases works really well if you have nice lighting, which thankfully I do, and I can get really high scores when I try. But for some people, that really high quality lighting that really helps with the tracking quality is not going to be possible for them, and for those players, it's pretty much going to be impossible to play this game well. Thankfully, a PCVR version is coming with support for the Valve Index and other PCVR hand-tracked headsets, but at least for now, you aren't going to be able to play this game without the use of hand tracking. So, for those of you who really can't run it with hand tracking, you're gonna have to wait until the Valve Index version comes out. With the hand tracking aside, the core gameplay of Unplugged VR is spectacular. If you can get it to track perfectly, you're going to have a phenomenal experience, no issues whatsoever. But even if you're having a couple tracking issues, it's well worth it to experience this gameplay. It is some of the most fun I've had with a rhythm game in a long time. It has its flaws, like for example, it seems at the moment I don't have a full grasp on the scoring system yet, so do not take my word for it entirely, but it seems that at the moment, to get a high score, you have to get a randomly dropped power-up in the level itself, which is fine, but in tandem with that, you have to be doing really good throughout the entire song on top of that multiplier drop. So it's kind of RNG based whether or not you're going to be able to get the maximum score out of that song, and I just don't know how I feel about that as like a competitive rhythm game player and things like Beat Saber, because that is not RNG based, it's all skill. So to see something like that, it's a little bit iffy, but this is just a more generally casual rhythm game, so it is worth looking over. So with that, I'm gonna give gameplay a nice 4 out of 5 due to its reliance on hand tracking and that RNG based score system, so I'm gonna dock it a point for that. But otherwise, this is super fun, and I could not recommend it enough for that gameplay. Alright, next up we have visuals. So, I think the game looks pretty nice. There's a couple low resolution textures here. I think that's probably just due to it being on the Quest 2. Might look better in the PCVR release, but you know, everything here just looks clean, looks nice. Everything is really consistent looking to the art style. It's just a really nice looking VR game. It's not the prettiest thing you've ever seen, definitely doesn't look like Red Matter on the Quest 2, but it is just nice looking. I'm going to give visuals a 4 out of 5, definitely for those low resolution textures, but I do expect to see that improved upon on the PCVR release. Next up, of course, most important for this type of game, is audio. How does the audio sound? Are the songs nice and high quality? And is it going to make your ears bleed when you listen to it? It's the most important factor. And thankfully, when you jam out to songs from Weezer, The Offspring, and Ozzy Osbourne in this game, you are going to be jamming hard because the audio is crystal clear, sounds great. I didn't notice any like awkward compression with it. It's just all nice high quality audio. Something I am missing a little bit from the Rock Band and Guitar Hero series of games is the messing up of the song whenever you miss. But I have talked to the developers in Discord, and they said that that was mostly a budget thing, that they couldn't get that fully implemented the way they wanted, but they did implement some over-the-song mess-up sounds to kind of emulate that feeling as best as they could with the budget they have. Some of the songs you're going to be listening to here are The Offspring's The Kids Aren't Alright, Weezer's Say It Ain't So, Tenacious D's Roadie, Rush's Tom Sawyer, a good one for you Guitar Hero and Rock Band fans to see that coming back, Leonard Skinner's Freebird, which is always a treat to play in these types of games, Ozzy Osbourne's Flying High Again, and don't forget the mentor in this game is Satchel from Steel Panther, so it's nice to see that they actually have a song in here. And you have many more among the over 20 songs you can play in this game. It's really fun, some great tracks in there, some that are lesser known, just a good mix of the types of track you would want in this game. So with that said, I'm gonna give audio a 5 out of 5. So with all 3 of my scores given, and all of my comments made, it is finally time to give the overall score for Unplugged VR. I think Unplugged VR is a great title, one any rhythm game fan must try at least once. It's so good, so fun to play. I can't get enough of this game. It's so fun, and I don't think I can describe in the video just how fun it is. But of course, there is some underlying issues with the hand tracking technology that isn't really on the developers, it's on hand tracking as a whole. So with all that out of the way, I think it's very respectable to give this game a 4.5 out of 5. It's so fun, I just can't get enough of it. Anyway, with that out of the way, thank you so much for watching. Do be sure to subscribe to the channel for future VR game reviews and to help me grow an audience so I can contact developers and get maybe some early access copies to get reviews out on launch. Anyway, have a great night. MadBrax out.